There we go. We are live. Welcome to Checkin Ringside. Is that the name of the podcast? We never really.
Yes.
Bing, bing, bing. I don't know.
You never got back to me on that.
I don't know.
I
I think we're going ringside. Are we going cage side, ringside? I don't know.
Ringside.
Yeah, you think ringside?
Yeah, in case
Right.
that's the one I liked, but you never got back to me.
Yeah.
In case we talk about wrestling sometimes.
I guess.
Ringside.
Yeah. Yes, it makes
And plus,
sense.
you like checking the ringside. You're on the outskirts while looking in, like
You're looking in.
and checking, like
I guess we're checking in.
yeah,
The
checking
ring.
on the ringside. So
That's good.
All right, let's do it for now.
All right. Well, we said so.
All right, that's our customer survey. Just Tony. That's the only feedback we need. All right.
Funny.
Okay, so we're gonna pop up the list. All right, today's topics. Let's start off with this guy I looked up. Yeah, he's
Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall.
I just saw he's going for another surgery, or he's going for the surgery.
Didn't he already have it?
He got a double eye surgery this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it
Didn't
done.
This was from the injury from the last fight,
From
right?
the double eye poke. Imagine this guy got poked in the eye so hard, and a lot of people. This is what I don't get. There's a lot of talk about how.
Sorry, Pat, you're off frame for the vertical.
Oh,
just either.
okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, what I don't get is that there's a lot of people talking about how Tom was kind of dodging that fight because of the eye poke. It was weak. He didn't really get hurt. But it's Dana White that's not giving him the chance. Like he came out and he was like, listen, yeah, he just made bad comments. He's like, he just didn't fight hard enough. I don't know. I feel like people aren't giving Tom the credit that he deserves because he's
People or him?
People, fans. I think
people
Dana,
or Dana?
Dana and the fans. I think he's getting bad critiques from both. That Dana, if he would have taken his side, he would have stepped in right away, and he would have, first of all, taken care of the situation. One of your fighters gets eye poked. Stop making it seem like, the fighter could have continued. It's not because you've seen another fight that the guy gets eye poked and you give the ref a rule that, you're allowed to give the fighter, go back into your corner, 5 minutes, you can come back.
Both eyes got gauged before?
Both eyes.
I know
during the Gain fight. Yeah.
Aspinall, but previously there's been another fighter that both eyes gouged?
I understand. What is the fight that it wasn't at the same time, but there was
But
a
it's
fight?
legal to do that.
No, of course not.
So why didn't they disqualify him?
But this is my problem, and I said it the last time was, why didn't Cyril get a disqualification? Why didn't he get a loss? He gets a no contest. So both fighters go back their own ways as if the fight never
What
happened
does that
on the
mean?
record.
That means
Nobody wins. It's so stupid. Tom Aspinall, at least give him
money. It comes out
But
to money.
that shows also the lack of support for the fighter that gets hurt. Like, you should have stepped in. You should have done something.
It also shows a lack of respect for the rules of the sport.
I think it just shows favoritism to the guy.
That's true too.
To the other guy. What was his name?
Cyril Gane.
I think it's favoritism to him.
Yeah, it kind of does. It doesn't show the seriousness of the sport. I think imagine if you're a fighter. Would you go in the ring and risk
my eyes can get gouged and you get away with it? And
I mean, this is not like you're not playing the NHL where you might play with a broken rib or a finger. You can still play hockey.
Yeah.
Can you defend yourself in a cage?
How could you fight?
Missing an eye? You can't. It's so stupid. It's like that should be taken seriously. I don't know. I find that.
So you got you got surgery on both eyes.
Yeah, I got a double eye surgery. Brian, I sent you a picture. I don't know if you had
I was just about to look into it. Had to restart the computers.
I don't know, man. Like, Tom Aspinall, imagine being the strongest, biggest heavyweight champion in the world. You're in the cage and you lose your eyesight.
You can't see right now.
You had to get double eye surgery. He had problems seeing since the fight, which was a few months ago. Yeah, and then
that's him getting the surgery.
Yeah.
Okay, and
what's this? This is after the surgery, so you're gonna see what he looks like. He posted it. Like, And people are still like, oh, okay, he probably smoked too much weed or something. Like, I just found the disrespect towards him was kind of. He's digging into it. He knows that people are kind of like, oh, you're such a pussy or whatever you want to call it.
Really? Are like fans saying that?
Yeah, and I don't get it because he's always been a
Ridiculous.
respected fighter, and this is gonna make this fighter turn because he was always nice, giving, never turned down a fight, gave.
What's your take on it? Like, it's a legit. He got injured. He can't continue fighting. Yeah,
Absolutely legit. I think Cyril should have got a disqualification.
I think the UFC dropped the ball on it. That's what I think.
But you said it. You did the dollar sign before. That was it. Why? Because it creates a rematch. So think of like,
There's
now,
drama.
rematch. I don't want to see a rematch. That guy, he stuck in 2 fingers in his opponent's eye. What about? So now you're the heavyweight champion.
You know what I want to see, Pat? I want to see a good fight. If something happens, then you get a rematch. Not that somebody gets hurt because of somebody's stupidity,
And he
and
earns
it
his
takes
rematch?
away from them. That's taking
That's
away
right.
from the match.
Exactly.
I want to see 2 fighters giving their all. You know, if somebody gets hurt, okay, let's call it, and we'll do a round 2 next time.
Right.
Let him get healthy.
Right.
Not that the match has to be called because of somebody's stupidity. It just puts a bad cloud on the whole freaking.
It does.
You know.
It does. I agree, Tony. It really does, and it's not a good thing on the business side of the UFC. I don't think they want something like this right now. But if they're looking at it like you said before, as a money maker, because they can schedule a rematch. Well, what? It's going to come at the cost of some guy. Now you're going to throw him back in a cage with fear on top of it. Don't tell me you get your eyes poked. You get a double eye surgery. You're not going to go in the ring and be like, let's go. I got this. You're not worried that this guy's fingers, he's actually notorious for because you got to understand that UFC fighters, they like to like keep distance, but the way the UFC gloves are made, and if you get a close up of the glove, they're kind of made in a curvy fashion where you're not like a boxing glove where your fingers are kept inside your fist. The fingers are out. And now as a fighter, your responsibility not to stick those fighters in your opponent's eye socket.
Fingers.
You know what I mean?
How do you get? I want to see the video of him. Is there videos?
I really want. I hate eyes.
Like, how do you get?
There you see it at the bottom.
Yeah, that's the double. So you see the index finger and the ring finger hit both eyes. There's another one where
You think it was done on purpose?
no, I mean a lot of this is accidental. It's not done on purpose. Like Cyril doesn't go into a heavyweight
that's what it
fight.
sounded like.
You know, he doesn't train in a fight camp for 3 months thinking, you know what, fuck this guy, I'm taking out his eyes. I think it's his lack of fighting style and technique, or
But you made it sound like it was on purpose. Yeah, no.
well, he's supposed to control his hands. You can't just hold your hands up, and when the guy comes for you,
Like, we're seeing a picture, but
you
is this,
walked
is this
into
him?
my fingers. I can't do that. I can't put my fingers straight into your face. You can't do that.
Like, we're just looking at the picture. Like, if we're watching the action, did he go like that, or he was pushing him away? Like, was he pushing himself off him? Like, I don't know. Like,
So he wasn't pushing him. His hand went extended into Tom Aspinall's face, and he kind of like bear clawed his eye sockets.
what was the move supposed to be? Like a push, a slap? Like, what was it supposed to be? Like, it was supposed to, like, to close.
It's kind of a way where fighters keep the distance.
Okay.
Where, you know, if I keep my fist and I keep it kind of one extended, I'll feel when Tony's coming in, and that's how they gauge their distance. But because the gloves are made, like, this guy probably wants to like guard and have it open. But that's his style. That's up to him to do that. Now, if you want to keep your hand up, that's fine. Go for the high fives. Just don't stick it in your opponent's eye socket. I think it's just bad technique on the fighter. And to waste my time as a fan to be like, you deserve this rematch. I don't even think that guy does. Like, he doesn't deserve the rematch, and I don't even deserve watching this rematch because it shouldn't even be talked about. Let's talk about Tom Aspinall versus John Jones. I would hope for that to happen. But Cyril Gane, for me, the rematch, it shouldn't happen. But then, you know, I talked about it last week. What are you going to do with the heavyweight division? You're fucked. You're heavyweight champion.
That's not a heavyweight.
That's a heavyweight champion who's hurt right now. And last week I did a comparison of how weak the heavyweight division is right now. Your top 5 fighters are jokes. So if you don't give Cyril Gane the rematch, who's at number 2 right now, who are you going to give it to? I think Acosta, who's in number 5. Like, there's no one that deserves a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, but the champion can't even fight.
He can't.
So now there's like a big void that everyone's just waiting to
Huge
see what
void.
happens.
So what happens when there's a void? Well, UFC is like, wow, we got to make it exciting because people are going to bitch about it on a podcast like I'm about to do, that there's no championship
Brian, want to take his
fights.
place?
No, but people are about to do it, and like I'm about to do it. So what did they do? They create an interim title. The interim title is set to two guys that are just going to fight for a title temporary.
For a title match? For
the
the chance to a title match, or it's the title
for
match?
the title, for the interim title. So
Okay.
basically, that means someone either had to have their title taken away from them, meaning you're a double champ. You can't own two divisions. You got to choose one division. It's nice that you went and destroy everybody, but give up your title.
Got it.
Let someone else. So you don't fight for that title. You don't give it up saying, oh, I'm going to take an L. I'll give it up. And it's fought in an interim title. So this is probably what's going to happen for the heavyweight, because, Tony, to answer your question, I don't think he's going to come back and fight Tom Aspinall, not anytime soon. And we're gonna talk about it, but there's not a lot going on in the UFC right now. There's not a lot going on in the heavyweight division right now. And the only thing that excites me, that gives me a little bit of excitement from here to June, is the White House card that might happen. Supposed to happen if you ask Donald Trump and Dana White.
So it's still up in the air. It's not it's not solidified.
It got so I think it was Donald or Dana White who came out of a meeting this week, and he confirmed that there's a lot more details that came out for the fight, as if they're going to confirm it. So they're not going to make it as impossible as some people, like I thought it would have been, like the whole 18 fight, not 18 fight, but like you have your 5 main cards. You have your 5 prelims, you have your 5 pre-prelims. You can have a 15-card fight. They're not going to do that at the White House. They said, nope, we're going 6 to 8 fights, all American.
That's not a lot, right, compared to their usual card?
No, it's not a lot. So just a main card is 5 fights. They want to have 6 to 8 the whole night. So it's really not a lot.
So it's not going to be any preliminary fight, just a main card and that's it, right?
I think it's just going to be one
for
main
security
card, or
reasons.
maybe like 2 little fights prelim. Again, it depends on who are the fighters that they get. Do they get 7 stacked cards, or are they going to get 1 or 2 stacked cards and then they got to like baby feed us 3 other cards for the main event just to make us happy? I'm not expecting something big. Why? Because
Trump's probably like, I don't want no losers fighting. No losers fighting, right?
But that's the problem that's working against Trump right now, is that if you look at the American roster and you pull up all the American fighters and you say, okay, we got to put all, like, who are our best guys? Let's put them all on a fight. You can't just like make fights. You got to build those fights. You gotta grab a guy like who's hot right now. Perfect example, realistically, Justin Gaethje. He just won a fight. He's American. Anybody you throw at him, including me, I'm gonna watch. Guaranteed. I'll watch the White House card.
He
If you
brings
say
in the crowd.
he's gonna bring in crowd, and he's an American, and he's the guy who he was a BMF champion. He's the guy who fought Max
What's
Holloway.
BMF stands for?
Baddest motherfucker. When they had
I looked
the
into that.
BMF belt. And then I think I told you where Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje were in the ring, and he's just like points to the middle, and they're like, all right, let's throw until someone drops their head. And so he's fun to watch. I said it before, I'll always say it. I love Justin Gaethje. But who are you going to throw against them? Ilya Topuria stepped up this week. He was like, I would love to be on the White House card. He's a champion. But he just recently came back into the whole UFC picture. He had problems with his ex-wife, going through a bad divorce. This shit, like, just
Personal shit.
I find personal stuff really takes a lot out of a fighter. And seriously, when you're in a fight camp,
psyche, yeah, for sure.
man, you cannot be in a fight camp and worry about your wife or
I know, it's mentally,
divorces and kids, and you can't do that stuff. It's a serious time, and especially if you want to be a champion. You've been working your whole life to get to this point. You're not going to half-ass it, especially in fight camp, because every day counts for those seconds that you're going to step into the on the mat for. So basically, if you want to sum it up on the Aspinall, I don't know what's going to come out of it. Is he going to be back for the White House? Maybe he'd be ready. It would be fun to see him on the White House, but again, he's not an American fighter. Who do you throw him against? John Jones?
Where's he from?
He's New Zealand, Australia. I think Australia. That was a terrible accent. To do that. Australia.
South African.
Anglo-Saxon English.
He's from England. He's English.
No, this Aspinall's a location surname. It's not the actual. What's his first name?
I think he is English, though. I think
Tom Aspinall?
Yeah. I think he's
English professional fighter.
So John Jones is his only opponent in the heavyweight division. I don't see anybody other heavyweight that's American that's going to step in. But between you and me, John Jones is not going to step up. He's retired. He announced it last week. He's got arthritis. He's not gonna risk it unless it's a huge payday. This guy is not going to step in the ring. So we can forget about the heavyweight division for a little while. It sucks.
It happens sometimes.
It happens. Throw up an interim title, but again, who are we going to watch? We're going to watch Cyril, who's number 2, versus Acosta, there's nobody out there that people are going to pay. And the heavyweight, for me, whether it's been boxing since the 90s, I find that title is it's glorious,
prestigious.
It's a prestigious name. No,
yes,
when
sure.
you hear the heavyweight title, whether it's I grew up watching WWF, the heavyweight. I know it's not, but it's such a prestigious name that you give someone that it's lost its value. And especially if you're going to just toss it aside, we'll put an interim title. It's going to lose its
heavyweight is
its
what,
value.
over 200 pounds?
235,
35.
25, 230. It's around there. I know light heavyweight is in the 200 mark, 205.
I want to ask you, who decides? Is it a committee or just straight up Dana White decides who's fighting? Like who's fighting for a championship? Or
So
is it?
it's not Dana White. It's actually they're
Not anymore, right? Because you brought it up last time. It's
Hunter Campbell, Sean. You can look at it. There's this guy, Sean.
Shouldn't it be based on rankings and your performance?
It is.
Like it's in boxing.
Right. It is based on rankings, but
they have to okay it.
Who decides the rankings?
Yeah.
See, the UFC has 2 different ranking systems. The UFC ranks the fighters, and I find sometimes Dana White does this with the media because the media will have a ranking system. You can go on ESPN. They have a different ranking system.
Yeah.
And you know how Donald Trump will be like, certain media outlets are fake news and stuff? Dana does that because he can easily poke fingers and be like, who are you to rank my fighters? Number 2. Or I ranked them my way. Yeah, no shit, because your fucking gangbang party is the ones busy setting up the fights. Guaranteed you're gonna be backing up your ranking system. But Dana White's not the guy who sets up the fights. It depends on.
Well, I remember in interviews reporter scrimmages after the match, he would say no, I'm not giving the title yet, or I'm going to give him the title shot. He would say that.
I think he's that front face because they don't want to have 3 different names in the middle of the ring, so he's got to be the face. That kind of is the image. Because if you notice, Hunter Campbell, I've never even heard him talk on a mic once publicly.
Really?
And Hunter has a lot more to do with the UFC right now than Dana White does. The only people I heard on a podcast with Mark Hunt this week, he said, and I didn't know this, basically it's the higher ups, the Conor McGregors, the John Joneses that speak to Dana White. You got to be in the show business. You got to be bringing that big money, the moolah.
You got to be in that circle.
If you're on the prelim fights and you're nobody, you're not talking to Dana White. Some fighters have said, I've never spoken to Dana White in 2 years because it's nice to meet you, but I don't take care of this. I don't have time for this. Mm-hmm. So he has these other guys like Hunter Campbell and Sean and Joe, I forget his name, Joe Silva, that's right. So they're all basically the matchmakers in different aspects of.
But it's not solely based on ranking. It's also preference. Who you think is going to bring in more money? It's
all
a
promotion, right? So you have to see what brings in the money. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a promotion. So basically, you have to. But the ranking system is there to kind of guide you, I guess.
Yeah.
It's there to guide you. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So that's Tommy.
We kind of touch base on the BMF, or you want to go more into that?
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah, so I just read about this today because you sent the list, so I was interested. What the hell is BMF? And it's bad motherfucker. And apparently, it was Nate Diaz that started it, or
Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal is your typical Miami Latino heat, and he had a little beef going on with Nate Diaz, who's your Compton badass gangster. He's from Compton. He's just he's this.
He always causes shit. That guy. Yeah?
Well, his brother Nick.
Nick, yeah, that's what.
No, you're thinking of Nick. Yeah, Nick fought like GSP. Nick fought.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, you're thinking of Nick. Nick is the badder fighter. Nate is, if you want to call him tame,
but compared to his brother,
but he fought both of them.
GSP, he will slap you like a bitch.
GSP fought both of them, no?
Connor fought Nate. I don't think GSP fought. I don't know. I might be wrong on that. I always thought Nate was a young baby next to his older brother's side when they were fighting GSP. But if he did, I don't think he beat GSP.
Fucking Diaz brothers.
Nate. I know Nick gave GSP a hard time.
He didn't fight both.
No, it was Nick.
Just Nick.
And he gave him a really good fight. Nick is, but these are guys that they grew on the streets fighting 15 times a day. Nick and the Diaz brothers are literally what you think that name means.
Fuck the Diaz brothers.
Diaz brothers.
It's exactly that. It is. These guys are badass.
He
fucking
created
brothers.
the title.
So he didn't create the title.
It came as like a meme.
So
like
basically,
a joke,
people are just like, "I'm the baddest motherfucker."
Yeah.
You're not the baddest. I'm the baddest motherfucker.
Oh yeah, we'll have
What'd
a
you
belt.
So let's create a belt and let's do it. But to me, the BMF belt, it sounds kind of like a gimmick. It's like a
meme belt, kind of.
Yes. It's not taken seriously in the sense that, kind of like what you were saying before, what decides fights? It's rankings. The BMF, 0 ranking. There's 0 ranking involved in there. It is literally who has the biggest trash talker, who can bring up the biggest fight. Fuck, there's not even a weight class.
So they should rename it the Conor McGregor belt then.
Conor never even fought for the BMF. I would have loved to see him fight for it, but brother, what the fuck are you? Come on down. You haven't fought in fucking 4 years. Like, the last time I saw him was when he broke his leg against Dustin Poirier. It was the last time we saw in 2021, mid 21. So, man, I would love to see Conor for the BMF. I would love to see Conor on the White House. I think Conor is the biggest draw ever. Good question.
Maybe he's too old. Maybe he's done.
No. And if he would just lay off the yayo, it would be yeah.
He's 37.
Yeah, he's too old.
He's on the yayo.
Oh man,
I thought he was on the whiskey.
He's on the everything.
Yeah, he's old. 37. He's done. He's older than GSP. No?
Yeah. No, GSP's got to be in his 40s now.
44.
Yeah. He's our age. I don't know, man. What do you think? Do you think a title like the BMF belt, does it hurt the legacy of the sport? If it's
drawing viewers, no.
I think it's a cool concept, but it's not official, right? It's not an official belt.
No. Well, no.
It's kind of like the $1 Million Man belt. He just decided to make his own belt and it has no like ranking or no value whatsoever except with the diamonds on it.
But they still use it in the shows.
That was perfect. I've never thought of it like that. It is like the $1 Million belt. It doesn't mean
when I read that, I go, that's the first thing that popped up. It's like it's not a real belt like has any meaning.
Yeah, but they still fight for it.
Yeah, they fight for it, but okay, so just because you fight for it, me and you fight for it, doesn't mean we're the top of our division.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. It just means that between me and you,
it's a bragging rights.
I'm a badder motherfucker.
It's just a bragging rights.
That's all it is. Okay. So I think what people, their takeaway from that is kind of, I guess we're expecting not a boring fight if we watch these two individuals, because they're supposed to go at it and they're gonna give us a fight. No one's gonna play guard. No one's.
Again, it's all at the end of the day. It's all for money.
Pay-per-view boosts. I mean, what is it like? There's tons of reasons. Like I said, it like, is it gonna attract the fans more? Maybe it's for people that don't watch UFC as much.
Hey, we're having a fight, or we're having a fight. It's for a belt. It's gonna be more interesting. something to lose. You know, it's more for the average watcher. You know, it's they're fighting for a belt. You know, so
Okay, and
all about money.
yeah, I guess. But so you're the BMF champ, and you fight the actual champ. What does that mean? Whether you win or lose? Like I find, like, let's say you lose versus the biggest champ. Is it a champ versus champ that lost, or maybe you were just never somebody to begin with?
Yeah, it's literally bragging right.
It is just bragging rights. So you know, and so we have a fight coming up to say the next BMF title fight.
There's not even a weight class, right? There's just
zero weight class. It's zero weight class. It's basically you pick an opponent, you both trash talk each other. You're like,
you can't just pick an opponent. You still have to respect weight classes.
No, that's the thing about the BMF belt, is that as long as it makes sense and both guys are like,
it's not a heavyweight versus a featherweight. But
I mean, look at UFC in the beginning. There was no weight classes, so you would have
there wasn't
170 pound going after a 300
when the tournament
pound.
used to go on.
Oh yeah.
But if both guys agree.
Have Dan Severn fight Royce Gracie.
Yeah, and it was
one was a freaking massive wrestler. The other one was a
one's climbing him because he's a fucking giraffe, because he needs to give him he literally had to jump on the guy to give him an arm bar. That's how like different it is. I find, like, if there's no weight class, it's fine if the fighters agree, they're going for it. They know what they're doing,
but UFC, I guess, sanctions it, like they'll.
Yeah, well, they're getting the pay-per-view buys off of it. Because I'll give you a perfect example. Like, I think we're gonna get into our next topic, which, if you want to go into right now, the lack of title fights.
There you go.
Is literally
good segue.
So I was gonna say the next BMF title is it's in March. I had it here. It was March 7th. It's the Max Holloway, March 7th in Las Vegas. So it's going to be Holloway Oliveira rematch between these two guys. These guys have already fought before, guaranteed a good match. I think both of them absolutely deserve to be called BMFs. If you want to, if that label actually means anything to you guys, these are going to be two guys that are going to definitely give it all. It's certainly Max Holloway. We know it. Max Holloway he's already defending champ. He points at the middle ring. He's going to do it again. I guarantee you he's going to tell Charles Oliveira at one point or another, he's going to point to the middle of the ring.
You guys are BMFs. Best matching faggot.
Watch what you say on live.
No one's watching, don't worry.
Mom?
BMFs, you guys.
BMFs. So, yeah, that's basically go... I mean, you're gonna get a title fight in March, and then after that, we don't have anything until there's nothing announced until June. I've never seen a moment in UFC where there's been this dryness of 6 months.
Yeah, it's like a big void between void. Title names, title matches.
In all divisions?
What's all divisions? There's not a single title defense, even women's.
Well, hence the BMF title. So they're trying to create hype.
Now, is it this Paramount Plus deal that's doing this, where they're like, titles don't mean much, we're just going like I've never seen this new takeover of what do you call them, production, I guess, because it's not, it's like how Netflix gives you a deal, whereas in the back it was pay-per-view buys. They stopped pay-per-view, so now you don't buy pay-per-views to watch UFC.
But every UFC main event has always a title match, no?
No, not always.
Not always, really?
Not always. An official UFC, like a UFC 325.
Yeah, exactly.
Those always. But the fight nights at the Apex Center in front of 8,000 people.
Got it.
You're like the one from last week.
Where do you watch
those? It was in Mexico.
Where do you watch those?
Fight Pass.
Okay.
If you have UFC Fight Pass,
it's not a pay-per-view.
No, you can watch it on Fight Pass. You could have TSN. ESPN will play it. Rogers Sportsnet will play them live for free. Okay. Yeah, you can watch until the main event for free.
Got it.
Then you have to pay for the main event.
No, not for the fight nights. I've watched the ones that are not the actual pay-per-views, like a UFC 315 or the numbered UFCs. You can watch them for free on TSN. Tons of times I've watched them completely. Not looking for a stream, not worrying about this or that or IPTV. TSN, Rogers Sportsnet. Live, absolutely, yeah. 10 o'clock. Be in front. Well, now know that since the Paramount, I think pay-per-views start. The main card fight starts at 9 p.m. So since January,
Because they always just start late.
that was the other complaint, and they brought that back, and I thought that was great because the last big UFC, I kind of liked it where it ended at 12:30. Man, sometimes it's not fun. 2 o'clock in the morning. And you're staying up and you're just dying to stay up for that main fight, and every fight up until that point has gone 5 rounds or 3 rounds decision, and you're just like, it gets pretty long. And that's the thing about UFC is that between the fights, they need to chop it down more. It's really they need to keep it like the classic: fights over, fighters out. Start that music on the next guy. People are not there. Like, I get it for the ads and stuff, but you're not making money off ads. There's no commercials. Paramount, what are you doing?
Everyone paid.
Exactly. I go to a Samurai MMA.
Yeah, but sponsors also put money into it, so they need to satisfy the sponsors.
I get it. I get it, but you're making a lot of money already on the deal. The Paramount.
I know, but
deal.
you also have to satisfy your sponsors.
I guess Monster. Yeah. They want to get their cut.
Whoever
it is. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
They're happy they got the fight going and stuff, but you want to make sure you don't piss off your sponsors, right?
No, you're right. You're right. Man, you know what? Honestly, like I find that we're in a stretch right now where until June, you're not looking forward to any title exchanges. So it's like the UFC.
Breathing. If you keep it away, it's bothering me.
It's like the UFC is the NFL, and there's no Super Bowl in sight. Where you're just watching games, and these games are being played.
You feel this, or like a lot of people are feeling the sentiment?
I think some people are feeling the sentiment. Yeah. I'm feeling like people are like, "What's up? What's the next big thing?" We got Paramount that announced this huge deal. Then we see this back-to-back weekend of UFC, 325, 324, back-to-back, one after the other. And I've never seen that weekend after weekend. Usually you have these big UFCs once a month. But Paramount wanted to start off strong. They had 3 championship fights lined up in 2 weekends. And then after that, it was like, go big and then go home. So it's like, what are you doing now? We got it we got super spoiled. Super spoiled. Like if that was the case, don't put him back to back. Save one of those fights. Like, and on top of it,
I think what maybe they're trying to do, they have instead of doing one big card because it's gonna take too long. Let's not wait another month for another UFC. Like, these guys are all ready to fight. So like wrestling, they do WrestleMania, and they have so many wrestlers on the roster. They have to split it. Now they do WrestleMania 2 nights, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, and
so
it
maybe
makes
this
sense.
is what they're doing. Okay, I want everybody to instead of doing it 2 nights in a row, let's say UFC 354.
Yeah.
Listen, there's too many fighters to go on one night, so we'll do 354, and because we're doing it the week after, because it doesn't make sense to do.
They had so much juice that they were holding on to it.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring them in for that Paramount opening and just spoil them. It kind of makes sense. It did. It brought me in. I'm sure. Well, it didn't affect Canadians in the Paramount deal because, like I think I told you guys, we still have to kind of pay the pay-per-view because our Paramount is not the same in the US.
Not included in the Paramount?
No, if you're paying Paramount, because I think we get Paramount through Amazon or it's
you can get it on its own, but yeah, that's what most people probably get through the Prime.
Exactly, and it's
Amazon
not
Pro.
the same, so they're not going to give it to you free because if you're an Amazon subscriber. So it's a bit, but it's supposed to change. I know they're leaning away from the pay-per-view strategy, which I think
Disney maybe.
Sorry,
wouldn't be through Disney.
No. It's Paramount that.
Yeah, the Paramount deal specifically in the U.S. territory only.
Yeah, it's not. But I heard they were gonna do something on it.
Sportsnet currently holds the exclusive Canadian broadcast right for UFC.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you before. So if it's a main event, they're still gonna broadcast the prelims. So you're gonna get free UFC until 10 o'clock. You're starting from 6 to 8 with the prelims, and then from 8 to 10 you're getting the prelims.
And after that, it's pay-per-view.
And then 10 to 1 you're getting main event, 5 cards.
Got it.
A 5-card fight. But on the nights where it's not a big official UFC night, and they're fighting at the Apex in front of 8,000 people, Rogers Sportsnet's going to give you the whole fight night free.
You can't do the whole VPN thing, like fake your United States with Paramount. No, you don't think it works?
Would you need a Paramount?
Not
US?
that we condone that.
Allegedly. No, but I what did you
about
need?
people sponsors people promote VPNs all the time.
Yeah. I think VPNs are a great thing if you want to protect yourself. I mean, you look at it that way, but it's also nice that, if you, let's say you want to go to Texas, let's say, and you want to, stroke one out in the washroom on Pornhub, and you're like, fucking Pornhub doesn't work in Texas. Get your fucking VPN out, and you can still rub one out in the airport.
That's a great survival tip there.
I'm just talking about from what I heard that people do. We'll talk about the VPN
So
providers
Pat
after
likes
Tony.
jerking off in airports. All right.
In Texas.
I know my rules. I know what
Somebody's
to do.
gonna shoot you with a gun over there. Fuck.
Okay,
Imagine.
Pee Wee Herman.
All right.
So,
So next one.
Tyson Fury.
What do you mean he's back?
So yeah, I didn't even know he retired. I didn't
Yeah,
know he the last
retired.
fight.
Retires, comes back. Retires, comes back. He's
And he lost his last fight to the current heavyweight champion,
That's
right?
right.
That Ukrainian guy, right?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Usyk. Usyk. U.S.
Where's my mouse?
Alessandro Usyk. Well-deserved champion. He is the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, this is one thing I want. It's Alexander Usyk.
Alessandro.
What's the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO? Like, which is the best one? Like, these are just different boxing federations, and you have to fight. You can fight in all
Yeah,
of
but
them.
Fury's a boxer.
Heavyweight boxer. Fucking 6'9", I think.
Yeah, he's a giant.
He's 6'9", I think, at least, or 6'10". But he's I find he's like that old style boxer, the George Foreman look. The big shoulders down, the big belly, but fuck, you can hit him with a train and the train will fall apart. Like that's the problem. He's just, that out of shape looking boxer. Usyk is a serious.
Oh, but that was
fucking
just
machine.
George Foreman at the end of his career. George Foreman in his prime of his career was not
against
like
Muhammad
that.
Ali, he was fucking.
He was
Even
yeah, you're right.
before and after Muhammad Ali, that was in his prime. He had retired, and then he came back, and he could still fight because he was George Foreman, and he was heavier and bald and whatever. But before, the guy was a machine.
Yeah.
When he was in his prime.
But could you just explain to me what's all these WC, WBA, IBF, WBO?
It's different promotion.
Different organization, different
promotion.
Yeah.
And you can fight loosely between all these organizations. You could be a heavyweight in each of these.
Yeah.
You
So
could be
can
the
hold,
champion in each one of the divisions.
Now, do you know if they have anything to do with the states in the U.S.? Like, like how you can not have a boxing permit to fight in Nevada, but you're allowed to fight in New York.
Each state has their own boxing
association.
Their own boxing laws.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to basically apply.
Commission.
Yeah, you have to apply to the commission for
Nevada State Boxing Commission, the New Jersey State
a right
Boxing
to fight.
Yeah.
And they can refuse you in their state. Meaning you can just go next door and fight in South Carolina if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have to sanction. You have to get sanctions from them.
So I don't know. It would be interesting. I think it's fun watching Tyson Fury fight. He brings in a lot of people. He brings in a lot of watchers. He talks a lot. His father talks a lot more than him, though. Someone needs to shut him the fuck up. He's just like I don't know how they let him into like conferences with his son. Like you shouldn't have that allowed in your corner unless he's your trainer.
He kind of embarrasses.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. He'll like step in and he'll talk to the fighters for his son. And it's like, dude, your fucking kid's not 12 years old. The fucking 6'9" Mongolian beast looking.
Didn't Jake Paul beat his brother?
Jake Paul. You mean Jake
Fury.
Paul?
Fury's brother.
No, Fury doesn't have. Oh yeah,
Jake Paul
Fury.
fights Fury.
Oh yeah, his
Tommy Fury. Yeah,
his
upsets
son.
Jake Paul.
Oh, or,
Split decision. That was a split decision. Okay.
and Tommy
he
Fury was the first official boxer that Jake Paul got.
Like an actual
Yeah,
legit
because
boxer,
you got to
yeah.
think that he's a YouTuber picking his fights, this and that.
He was
Whereas
fighting other YouTubers.
it was just anything.
Now he's done.
Jake Paul?
Well, he got his,
No,
his job.
he got his job broke with good reason. But no, I'm sure if the guy, you give him an opportunity to make money, he will never.
Well, you have to.
He won't turn
You
it
have to give
down.
him some props. Like from a YouTube influencer, he became like kind of a legit boxer. Like I don't think that's an easy.
And he stepped in the ring with a badass. Like he broke his jaw. Like these are true boxers. I don't think Jake Paul is anywhere as close to being.
We got to give him props for stepping in the
standing.
ring.
I think for staying those. I think he stood up for 6 rounds or 7 rounds.
Maybe not that Tyson fight there,
Yeah.
but he fought some guys. Yeah, so he wants to come back. He was retired. Then he
He's
decides.
back, no?
No, it's gonna be. He wants to fight Usyk.
Usyk.
He's the only guy he wants to
Rematch.
fight. Apparently, he's supposed to fight him.
But I don't think anything's gonna come out of that. Usyk is he's younger. He's more in shape. Usyk is your heavyweight champion right now. Pretty bad. I think when he beat him, it was kind of like, okay, you're passing the torch. It's not going back until some next heavyweight comes up and he takes him.
There's always gonna be one.
There's always going to be a next.
Yeah, but I find like maybe I don't remember. Maybe it just seemed like that. But I find like back then there was more contenders. There was more people like big names for the title as opposed
In
to
boxing, you mean?
Yeah, in boxing
Yeah.
back in the day,
Yeah.
like even in Tyson days, but even like
I think boxing in the 90s, back in the days, was more focused on heavyweight fights.
Yeah.
Whereas today, when you have these tiny guys like Ryan Garcia, Mayweather kind of started that
Yes.
curve with Pacquiao, but they kind of show, Gatti, we talked about it before, Gatti Ward, they weren't the biggest guys. So they show that, speed is
it was more exciting kind of technical fighting. It was
Like middleweights, De La Hoya.
yeah, those were fun. Those were fun, speedy fights.
Pacquiao.
But man, I fucking loved watching Tyson start up round 1, and you just saw him hungry, and you knew the uppercut was coming, just not when. And those were big, Lennox Lewis, and these.
Yeah, that's what I
big,
like. I didn't
fun.
watch boxing, but I knew these names: Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, Tyson. Like you knew these names, but now I don't know anybody like boxing. Like,
Heavyweights right now, it's Usyk, Tyson Fury.
But then you say like, there's no one to fight him. There's no one to challenge him because there's no other big names.
I would say it's, I don't know. Would you say it's on a decline right now, boxing, or is it coming
after
back
UFC?
up?
Yeah,
Well, I think the rise of UFC, especially with the company that I bought
Endeavor.
that bought TKO that bought both them and the wrestling. The rise of MMA, I guess, yeah.
Because now there's even, Dana White started slap competition, right? We know that, which is stupid, and it's
He started that.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't get ground, but apparently it is. It's just fucking ridiculous.
there is a small market for it.
But he's coming up with he's starting a boxing promotion, Zuffa. So basically his
own boxing association.
His old friends started a boxing association, so he's doing a little side thing of boxing. That's also the other thing. Is UFC slacking because Dana White is not putting in the money and the time, and putting it elsewhere, like it's slap competition.
He's working on all these other projects.
There's a championship fight coming up in Zuffa. It's their first official promotion coming up. It's a boxing promotion done by Dana White, and there's a championship fight, and I'm like, you fucking idiot! Where is my championship fight? Where the fuck are you? What are you doing? Why are you wasting time on this? And now you're not going to feed me anything until Trump decides to fucking put a cage on his front lawn? Like, I don't. I'm still gonna watch it. Don't get me wrong. I'm dying to see if it happens. What's gonna progress from this? But it's only because we're drying out, boys. We're really drying out. There's no more water in the lake bed.
In UFC?
In UFC right now, no
Yeah.
titles.
Things happen
There's-
in phases, so I think we're gonna see what
Hopefully.
happens.
Hopefully.
Zuffa, what a weird name. Zuffa Boxing.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, I guess. Well,
Steve came on. Aspinall deserves better. That was like an hour ago.
yeah. What's up,
This
Steve?
guy must be really
First one.
busy. I don't know if he's still watching. No, no one's watching.
No, he's not.
Must be really busy at the restaurant.
What do we do? 45 minutes?
All right, we call it a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some content for the week.
Have a good night, boys.
All right, buenas noches.
Buenas noches.